The destruction of the United States Postal Service is one of the top priorities of the Republican to-do list. They are doing all they can to privatize it. They want to destroy jobs. This is a story that I've told you that I will follow and that I am going to continue to cover it because hundreds of thousands of jobs are at stake that will affect this economy. First of all, something I want you to keep in mind. 0 taxpayer dollars go toward funding the post office. That means none of the taxes that you paid yesterday or today are going to go to the post office. It funds itself with revenues. I'm going to say it again and again and again. The Republican assault on the post office started in 2006 when a lame duck session rammed through a bill requiring the post office to pre-fund 75 years of retiree benefits in a 10-year window. These overpayments have caused the post office to run substantially short of money and into debt. I mean, how about if they did that to your business? To solve the problem, the Postmaster General, he says, well, here's what I'm going to do. We want to close more than 200 mail processing centers. That'll help, which would, of course, put 35,000 jobs at stake immediately. He also suggested stopping Saturday delivery. What good does that do? We're going backwards. And delaying delivery of first-class mail. That's no good either. This is on top of 3,700 post offices that could be closed down and more than 200,000 jobs lost. Today, finally, the Senate took up a bill that would really just postpone this agony. It's not going to reverse it the way I think it should happen. It's going to postpone the agony. The legislation would save more than 100,000 more than 100 processing facilities from immediate closure, allowing those areas to maintain overnight first-class mail for 3 years. It would force the Postal Service to evaluate the special needs of communities before these post offices are closed. And, of course, it would delay cutting Saturday delivery for at least 2 years. And at that point, the Postal Service could only move to a 5-day schedule if it was the only way to cut costs long term. I mean, it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo is what it is. They don't have to do this. This is unnecessary. But none of these gets to the real heart of the problem. Here's the problem. It was the damn Congress back in 2006 that was run by the Republicans in the lame duck session. Now, this bill, what it's going to do, if it gets through, and it probably won't, is only going to delay it for a few years. There's no need to shut down post offices or processing facilities and lay any of these people off. Senator Bernie Sanders, it seems like we have to rely on him for everything. He explained it on the Senate floor today.
The major crisis, major financial crisis facing the Postal Service is the fact that they have an onerous burden of having to provide $5.5 billion every single year in future retiree health benefits. $5.5 billion every year, which was imposed upon them in 2006. According to the Inspector General of the Postal Service, the $44 billion in that account right now is all that it needs, because when that $44 billion accrues interest over a 20-year or so period, it will have enough money to pay out all of the future retiree health benefits that it has to do.
So, Americans, I ask you to grasp this story. They already have enough money to take care of retirement for the next 75 years. But they've got a bill that they've got to pay to the tune of $5.5 billion a year, which is on their expenses that they got to meet. Why? Because the Congress forced them to go down this road. Why? Because they want to kill the unions, because they want to destroy this voting bloc. They want to destroy any kind of infrastructure they can of union workers and, of course, working folk of America. But most of all, they want to privatize. They want to privatize what the Postal Service has been doing. In fact, the Republicans want to privatize everything. Here's what I want the Democrats to do. I am getting sick and tired of hearing Mitt Romney and every other Republican out there saying, you know, if we get power, the first thing we're going to do is repeal Obamacare. Really? I want to hear the Democrats pull a page out of Michelle Bachmann's playbook and say that the first thing that the Democrats are going to do if they get power back in the House, they hold the Senate and they keep the White House, is that they're going to turn this law around that is going to give the post office an opportunity to innovate, to get current, to give them a chance to compete, and certainly take this $5.5 billion bill off their books every year that the Republicans put on them because they're trying to destroy the jobs. Darrell Issa, he is the perfect dude for the Republicans to ramrod this through. Let me tell you something. This is a cultural war in America. We treat workers like they're a piece of furniture. We just move them around wherever we want to put them and give them no say. They want to take away their voice as well. But the destroying collective bargaining, destroying what these postal workers have done over the years is not an answer, and it's not better for America. Rural America is going to pay a heavy price for this because you're not going to have the service. Every radio station, I'm in that industry too, every radio station has in their budget shipping and delivery services, shipping and delivery expenses. Where do you think these expenses are going to go for small businesses in America if they gut the Postal Service? Well, I thought Republicans were business friendly. The hell they are. They're not worker friendly. They're not business friendly. And the Democrats, you need to stand up on this, and you need to tell the American people that if you get power, you will turn this rotten law around and make it in favor of America, the American economy, and American workers. Coming up, Mitt and Ann Romney. Well, they are defending strapping their dog to the roof of the car once again. We've got the video you won't want to miss next. Stay with us.